Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about the one thing that's been secretly holding you back without you even realizing it.
There's something we get wrong about men, and it costs us years. We think if someone cares about us, their words and actions will match. But that's not how it works. Not always. Sometimes a man will tell you he's serious while treating you like an option. Sometimes he'll say he's not ready for commitment, but his actions scream boyfriend. And here's the part that keeps you up at night. You don't know which one to believe. You've been in this situation before. He texts you goodnight every single night. He introduces you to his friends. He makes plans weeks in advance. But when you try to define the relationship, suddenly he's not sure what he wants. Or maybe it's the opposite. He tells you constantly how much he loves you, how special you are, how you're different from everyone else. But when it comes to making time for you, when it comes to showing up consistently, the actions never quite match the poetry. This isn't about being paranoid. This isn't about overthinking every text message or analyzing every dinner date like it's a chess game. This is about understanding something fundamental about human behavior. Something that, once you see it, changes everything. Words are easy. Words cost nothing. You can tell someone you love them while scrolling through dating apps. You can promise commitment while keeping your options open. Actions, though? Actions require sacrifice. They require choice. They require someone to prioritize you over their comfort, their ego, their fear. Let me normalize something for you right now. If you've ever felt confused by this disconnect, if you've ever felt crazy for questioning whether his words match his actions, you're not broken. You're not asking for too much. You're actually doing something incredibly healthy. You're paying attention. The problem is, we've been taught to take people at their word. We've been conditioned to believe that questioning someone's intentions is rude or insecure or controlling. So we ignore the evidence right in front of us. We explain away the inconsistencies. We give him the benefit of the doubt over and over and over again until one day we wake up and realize we've spent months, maybe years, in a relationship that was never really what he said it was. Here's what research shows us. Studies in behavioral psychology consistently demonstrate that actions are a far more reliable predictor of future behavior than words. Why? Because actions reveal priorities. When someone makes time for you, when they adjust their schedule, when they include you in their life, they're showing you that you matter. When someone talks about how much they care but can't seem to find 2 hours on a weekend to see you, that's also showing you something. The question is, are you willing to see it? I want to tell you about someone I worked with. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah met a man who seemed perfect on paper. He was articulate, emotionally aware, said all the right things about wanting a real relationship. For 3 months, he told her she was exactly what he'd been looking for. He talked about future trips they'd take, how he wanted to introduce her to his family. But here's what he actually did. He only saw her on his terms. If she suggested plans, he was always swamped with work. He never once adjusted his schedule for her. He'd go days without texting, then reappear with a long message about how much he missed her. When she finally asked where they stood, he looked genuinely confused. "I thought we were on the same page," he said. "I told you how I felt about you." And that's the trap. He did tell her, he told her constantly, but his actions told a completely different story. His actions said, "You're convenient when I have space for you, but you're not a priority." The words kept Sarah hoping, the actions kept her waiting, and the gap between the two kept her in a state of chronic anxiety, constantly wondering if she was overreacting, if she was being too demanding, if she should just be grateful for what she had. So let's talk about what actions actually mean, because not all actions are created equal. Some actions are impressive but meaningless. Some actions are small but profound. The key is knowing which ones reveal someone's true investment in you. Grand gestures can be deceiving. A man can buy you expensive gifts while refusing to have a difficult conversation with you. He can plan elaborate dates while avoiding introducing you to the people in his life. These actions look like effort, but they're often just performance. They're designed to make you feel like he's investing without him actually having to invest anything emotionally risky. The actions that matter are the ones that cost something, not money but convenience, ego, options. When a man adjusts his schedule to see you, that's an action that matters. When he has a tough conversation instead of avoiding it, that's an action that matters. When he includes you in his everyday life, not just the highlight reel, that's an action that matters. These actions require him to prioritize you over his comfort. And that's the test. Is he willing to be uncomfortable for you? Is he willing to inconvenience himself? Is he willing to choose you when it's not easy? Now here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes his words say, "I'm not ready," but his actions say, "I'm all in." This is the man who claims he doesn't want a relationship, but acts like your boyfriend. He's consistent, he's thoughtful, he integrates you into his life, but he won't use the word girlfriend. He won't define what you are. And you're left in this agonizing limbo, wondering if you're wasting your time or if he'll eventually come around. Here's what you need to understand about this man. His actions are telling you the truth about his feelings. He does care about you. He is invested. But his words are telling you the truth about his commitment. He's not ready or not willing to give you what you want. And both things can be true at the same time. He can genuinely care about you and still not be the right person for you. This is where you have to decide. Are you okay with what he's offering right now? Or are you staying because you're hoping he'll change? Because hope is not a strategy. Hope keeps you stuck. Let me give you a framework. When someone's words and actions don't align, believe whichever one is less favorable to you. I know that sounds harsh, but here's why it works. If his words are amazing but his actions are inconsistent, believe the actions. If his words are dismissive but his actions are loving, believe the words. Why? Because the less favorable one is the ceiling. That's the limit of what he's willing to give you right now. The more favorable one is just potential, and you can't build a relationship on potential. Think about it. If he says he loves you but treats you poorly, do his words change your experience? No. You're still in a relationship that hurts. If he says he doesn't want commitment but treats you like a priority, do his words give you security? No. You're still in a relationship without definition, without guarantee, without the thing you actually need. The less favorable one is your reality. The more favorable one is just keeping you around. This doesn't mean people can't grow or change. It doesn't mean someone who's inconsistent today will be inconsistent forever. But it does mean you can't wait around for them to figure it out. You can't sacrifice your own needs in the hope that eventually their actions will match their words, or their words will match their actions. You deserve someone whose words and actions are in alignment, someone who says they want you and acts like it, someone who might be scared, might be imperfect but is willing to try, willing to show up, willing to be uncomfortable because you matter that much. So what do you do when you're in this situation? How do you handle the gap between what he says and what he does? I'm going to give you 5 strategies, not to fix him, not to make him suddenly become consistent, but to protect yourself, to make sure you're not losing yourself in the confusion, to make sure you're choosing you even when he can't choose you clearly. Strategy 1, name the pattern out loud, not to him necessarily, but to yourself. Say it clearly. He tells me he misses me, but he only makes plans when it's convenient for him. He says I'm his priority, but he cancels on me regularly. He talks about our future, but he won't commit to plans next weekend. Naming the pattern breaks the spell. It stops you from living in the gap between what you want to be true and what's actually happening. You don't have to do anything with this information yet. You just have to see it clearly. Strategy 2. Stop filling the gap with explanations. We're so good at this. He doesn't text back for 3 days and we tell ourselves he's busy. He cancels plans again and we tell ourselves he's stressed. He won't meet our friends and we tell ourselves he's shy. Stop. Stop explaining away the evidence. His reason might be valid, but valid reasons don't change the impact on you. If his actions hurt you, they hurt you. If his actions make you feel unimportant, they make you feel unimportant. His intentions don't erase that, and you're allowed to care about the impact more than the intention. Strategy 3, test it. If you're not sure whether his actions match his words, create a small test, not a manipulation, not a game, just a simple, honest request. Ask him to do something that requires a minor adjustment on his part. Can we see each other this Tuesday instead of Friday? Would you be willing to have dinner with my best friend next weekend? Can we talk about what we want from this relationship? His response will tell you everything. Not his initial response, his follow-through. Does he actually do it? Does he show up? Or does he agree in the moment and then find an excuse later? Strategy 4. Set a deadline for yourself. Not one you tell him, one you set for you. Decide how long you're willing to stay in the confusion. A month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever feels right for you. Because here's the truth. If his words and actions haven't aligned by now, it's not because he hasn't figured himself out. It's because he doesn't feel enough discomfort staying in the gray area. He's comfortable keeping you in limbo. A deadline isn't about giving him an ultimatum. It's about protecting yourself from waiting indefinitely for someone to decide if you're worth the effort. Strategy 5. Pay attention to how you feel around him. Not just the highs, not just the moments when it's good. Pay attention to the baseline. Do you feel secure? Or do you feel anxious most of the time, waiting for the other shoe to drop? Do you feel calm? Or are you constantly trying to figure out where you stand? Your nervous system is giving you information. Your gut knows. If you feel chronically uncertain, chronically questioning, chronically second-guessing yourself, that's not because you're insecure. That's because you're in a relationship with someone who isn't giving you consistency. You're not imagining it. And here's the thing about all of this. You might be thinking, but what if I'm wrong? What if he really does care and I'm just not seeing it? Let me tell you something. If you're constantly wondering if you're wrong, if you're constantly second-guessing your own perceptions, that in itself is information, because in a healthy relationship, you don't spend all your time questioning reality. You might have doubts sometimes, sure. You might wonder if you're being too picky, or too sensitive, or too guarded. But there's a difference between occasional doubt and chronic confusion. Chronic confusion is a symptom. It's a symptom of being with someone who isn't giving you clarity, and you deserve clarity. I want to talk about the hardest part of this, the part where you realize his actions aren't matching his words, but you don't want to let go. Because you love him. Because when it's good, it's really good. Because you've invested so much time already. Because you're not a quitter. I get it, I've been there, and I'm not here to tell you to leave. But I am here to tell you this. Staying doesn't mean you have to accept. You can stay and still advocate for yourself. You can stay and still set boundaries. You can stay and still say, I need more than this. But you have to be honest with yourself about what staying means. If you stay, knowing his actions don't match his words, you're choosing to accept that gap. You're choosing to live in the discomfort of that uncertainty, and that's your right. But don't stay because you think he'll change. Don't stay because you're hoping one day he'll suddenly wake up and become the person he says he wants to be. Stay because you've decided, with full awareness, that what he's offering right now is enough for you. Or don't stay at all. Don't stay. There's another scenario I want to address. The man whose actions are amazing, but whose words lag behind. He's there for you. He shows up. He's integrated you into every part of his life. But he won't say, I love you. He won't talk about the future. He won't use words like girlfriend or commitment. And you're stuck in this painful place of knowing he cares, but not knowing if he'll ever be able to say it. Here's what I want you to understand about this man. His actions are telling you he's invested, but his words are telling you he's scared. And both of those things matter. The question isn't whether he cares. He does. The question is whether his fear is bigger than his feelings for you. And the only way to know that is to give him an opportunity to overcome it. Not by pressuring him, not by forcing a conversation he's not ready for, but by being clear about what you need. I love what we have, and I need to know where this is going. That's not demanding, that's being honest. If his actions are showing up, but his words aren't, you have to give him a chance to bridge that gap. But you also have to set a timeline, because you can't live indefinitely in a relationship where your partner won't claim you, where they won't acknowledge out loud what's happening between you. That's not sustainable, it's not fair, and it will erode your self-worth over time, no matter how good the actions are. Let's talk about what to do if you're ready to have the conversation. The conversation where you point out that his words and actions don't match. First, pick a specific example. Not a list of grievances. Not everything he's ever done wrong. One clear, recent example. Last week you told me I'm your priority, but when I asked to see you this weekend, you said you have plans with your friends both days. Specific. Factual, not accusatory. Then tell him how it makes you feel. Not how he's wrong, not how he's a liar, how it makes you feel. When that happens, I feel like I'm not actually important to you. This is vulnerable. It's scary, but it's honest. And his response to your honesty will tell you everything you need to know. Does he get defensive? Does he turn it around on you? Does he minimize your feelings? Or does he hear you? Does he take responsibility? Does he ask what he can do differently? Pay attention to what happens next, not just in the conversation, but in the days and weeks that follow. Does his behavior change, even a little? Or does he promise to do better, and then nothing shifts? Because that's the real test. Talk is cheap, even in the conversation about how his talk is cheap. What matters is whether he follows through, whether he shows you through his actions that he heard you and cares enough to adjust. And if he doesn't, if you have the conversation and nothing changes, then you have your answer. It's not that he doesn't understand. It's not that he needs more time to figure it out. It's that he's not willing to do what it takes, and that's painful. But it's also clarity, and clarity, even when it hurts, is a gift. Because it stops you from wasting more time. It stops you from making excuses. It stops you from living in hope and starts you living in reality. I know this is hard. I know it feels easier to just accept the words and ignore the actions, or vice versa. To stay in the confusion because at least the confusion has possibility. But here's what I've learned, both personally and from coaching thousands of women through this exact situation. The confusion is the worst part. Worse than the breakup. Worse than being alone. Because the confusion keeps you in a constant state of fight or flight. Your nervous system never gets to rest. You're always waiting for the next sign, the next clue, the next piece of evidence that will finally tell you who he really is and what he really wants. Stop waiting. You already know. Somewhere inside you, you already know. You know whether his actions match his words. You know whether you feel secure or anxious. You know whether this relationship is giving you what you need or just enough to keep you hoping. The question isn't whether you know. The question is whether you're ready to act on what you know. And that's okay if you're not. But don't lie to yourself about why you're staying. You deserve someone who doesn't make you choose between their words and their actions. Someone who shows up with both. Someone who tells you they care and then proves it consistently, even when it's inconvenient. Someone who might not be perfect, who might mess up, who might need to be reminded sometimes, but who fundamentally wants to give you what you need. That person exists. But you won't find them if you're stuck waiting for someone else to figure out how to be that person. So here's what I want you to do, tonight or tomorrow morning, or whenever you have a quiet moment to yourself. Sit down, no distractions, no phone, and ask yourself, do his actions match his words? Not what you hope they mean. Not what you think they could mean if you just gave him more time. What do they actually mean right now, today? Write it down if you need to. Get honest, get clear, and then ask yourself the harder question. If nothing changes, if this is who he is and this is what he's capable of giving, is that enough for me? Because that's the question that matters. Not whether he can change, not whether he might be different in 6 months, but whether what you have right now is actually what you want. And if it's not, you know what to do. You might not be ready to do it yet, but you know. And when you're ready, you'll find that choosing yourself, even when it's scary, is the most loving thing you can do. For him, yes, but more importantly, for you. So believe his actions, and if his words are beautiful but his actions don't match, believe that too. Believe that he means what he says in the moment he says it, but that doesn't make it true tomorrow. Believe that you deserve consistency. Believe that confusion is not the same as complexity. And believe that the person who's right for you won't leave you guessing. They'll show you again and again that you matter, not just in what they say, but in what they do.